Ricken Financial presents Kickin' with the Rickens, Redefining Retirement. Gerry Ricken and Heidi Gerry Provost want to help you reach the retirement you deserve. Let's build a strategy that gives you the confidence while meeting your financial wants and needs. Meet the team at rickenfinancial.com. Now, Kickin' with the Rickens.
As always, thanks for being a member of the family and subscribing and downloading Kickin' with the Rickens, Redefining Retirement. RickenFinancial.com. My name is Mark Owens, Gerry Ricken, Heidi Gerry Provost. How are y'all doing?
Great.
What do you...
Sorry, I was just laughing because
What?
during our intro, Gerry decides to try to kick up in the air with his boots, and he accidentally almost knocked over his guitar behind him.
Are we going to have to revert back to our kindergarten self? Gerry, keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands in your lap. Okay, we have work to do now, okay? Time to get things
Mark,
done.
fun fact.
Wait, we can't contain him today. He is too excited.
Before we even go there, fun fact about kindergarten. I did not go to kindergarten.
What?
It did not exist when I was that age.
Yeah,
Really?
it existed, just not in Garden Plain.
Well, it didn't. Yeah, it existed in other places, but I clept out. They put me straight into first grade.
This makes a lot of sense now.
That's why I don't take naps.
I know, that's why you don't take naps. That's why, your scissor skills are not up to par. I mean, what
He's
else?
right-handed but uses left-handed scissors the whole time. Like, none of it makes sense.
I knew I missed out on
How
something.
did I never know that?
No,
That's
I
crazy.
didn't.
Gerry.
Okay, well, that is a fun fact of the day.
If it makes you feel better, Gerry, when I got done with kindergarten,
Yes.
I got held back and mom didn't put me into first grade. So I got held back in kindergarten. It's because we got done with kindergarten at noon and I would come home and take a nap immediately. Mom didn't think I was quite ready for that because I'm her baby boy and I'm perfect.
Mhm.
But to convince me that what I was doing is okay and that I'm not a sensitive little child, she told me I was going to super kindergarten.
Oh, that's so cute.
Now that's so nice. So what did that mean?
Fun fact,
That means
there is
he
no
went to
super kindergarten.
again.
I just repeated
That was
kindergarten.
Mom's good way of spinning it,
That's it.
Moms tend to favor the youngest, no matter what.
Yeah, because I'm the best
especially
one.
when they're the boy. Let's be real.
Or the girl.
Damn right. All right, Gerry, big announcement. The
A
floor is
drum roll,
yours.
please.
Yes, sir.
Drum roll. I am happy to announce that after 9 weeks, I no longer have a bubble in my eye.
Woohoo!
The bubble has been popped. The bubble has been popped, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I can now see without a bubble in my eye. So
And you are now free to move about the country.
I can now fly
That's so true.
or hike in the mountains. So I've been told that by my eye surgeon, Dr. Rao. Shameless plug for a wonderful surgeon in St. Louis if you ever need one.
Very good.
I no longer have to have that irritation or that annoyance of looking through a little bubble.
Let me ask you this, though, because Heidi mentioned something before we got started that was actually a little disappointing about the bubble popping.
No, I'm sorry. I bursted your bubble here.
It did not make a noise, Mark. If that's where you're going, it did not make a noise when it went
No.
away. So
That's
No,
unacceptable.
he just woke up and it was gone.
it just dissipated.
Yeah. I was really hoping, like, in the middle of the night, there'd be like a or a.
Well, it wasn't from my eyes.
We're not saying that didn't happen. We were just saying it didn't happen on the back of the eye. But hey, would you say 9 weeks to the day?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
Of
Wow.
their projected, 4 to 6 week recovery?
Yeah, I'm just a slow learner with my
Yeah.
eye.
Because he didn't go to kindergarten. So everything takes him a little bit.
That's what happened.
It goes around, comes around. That's what it
takes
is.
a little bit longer. All right. Well, happy for you. I'm glad you're back into a great health again, and the bubble has been popped. And now I can't make fun of you anymore, so I'm not okay with that. RickenFinancial.com.
Well, at least not about that.
To meet the team, you can also see all the services they have to offer. So, Heidi, this was originally a conversation that we were going to have, maybe do one episode, maybe stretch it out into two, the ABCs of retirement. But we're on part 3 today, and this may extend into a part 4, maybe even a part 5, because some really good information here. So as we continue our conversation about the ABCs of retirement, what are we going to cover this week?
We're going to cover a program that makes up a large part of our economy, Social Security, and some of the ABCs of Social Security. The type of Social Security we'll be talking about today is the income stream that you will draw in your retirement for replacing your paycheck. To get started, we're going to talk about credits.
So credits, what are credits? Well, a credit means that each year in which you work, you can earn up to 4 credits per year. Okay. They're called quarterly credits, but Actually, this year, if you earned each credit's worth $1,730. So if you make $6,920 this year, you earned your 4 credits. In order to qualify for Social Security benefits,
For your own Social
for your
Security
own
benefits.
Social Security benefits, you must have 40 of those credits. So if you worked for 10 years and earned the minimum, and that minimum goes up each year. For instance, if you earned $6,920 this year, you earned your 4 credits. So if you did that for 10 years, you are eligible for your own retirement benefits in Social Security.
So you need 40 credits to qualify, and that can happen as soon as 10 years.
Is there a limit to how many credits you can get?
There is a maximum. It's 10. You get to 10, it's a cliff. Basically, if you get to 9, you don't have enough. 9 years, 40 credits. You have to have 40 credits to qualify. If you have 38 credits, you don't qualify for your own benefits.
And I think what you're asking, Mark, is, once you continue to work, how are those benefits calculated and how many years?
And Heidi, that's based on your earnings history.
It is indeed. So when you go to the Social Security website, ssa.gov, they used to print this out and now they've kind of lumped it in, but you can actually go see exactly how many dollars you earned in any given year during your working years by looking up your earnings record. So you have to actually click on it nowadays and pop it open, but year to year, you can look and see how much you paid into the Social Security Administration through your working years. And your benefits are based upon the average of the highest 35 working years that you paid into Social Security with. So you take your highest 35 earnings history years, you index those dollars to today's dollars, and you average that amount, and that gives us how much your benefit will be worth.
And that indexing is called COLA.
It is. Oh my gosh. It's almost like that's what you're going to talk about next. But real quick, before we get to that, I just want people to be aware 0 is a number in that average. So if you don't have 35 working years before you draw your Social Security income in the future, zeros do count in that average as well. So it can kind of bring down your benefit a little bit if you don't have 35 full working years.
Okay, let's say we quit working. Let's say we take a sabbatical. We take 2 years off to find ourselves. We leave a job, and then we go back to working again. Do those 10 years to get all the credits, do they have to be consecutive, or before you retire, you just have to have those credits?
Correct. Before you retire, you just have to have those credits. They are not consecutive years, actually. And the crazy thing is sometimes our clients will come to us and they'll show us their earnings records. And they'll say, I only made like $10,000 in 1981. Well, when you index that to today's dollars, that $10,000 can be worth more than some of your higher earning years, say in the 90s or early 2000s, because once it's in today's dollar amount, then we average those numbers together.
Before we go there, why don't you talk a little bit about why it's important to look at your earnings history?
Oh my gosh. I can't believe I almost forgot that. Human beings, when we're involved in stuff, sometimes mistakes are made. And we have found on multiple occasions, looking through the earnings histories of some of our clients and prospects alike, we found missing years in there. So it's incredibly important that you, at some point in time in your life, look at your earnings record and you make sure that every single year is accounted for properly, because like I said, 0 counts in that average. Well, if for some reason your taxable income was missed in the Social Security earnings record in 1 year, that could account for less of a benefit in the future. So we have had clients that came in and said, oh my God, this says for like 3 years that I had no income. And what we had to do was then go in to the IRS, get a copy of a transcript from their tax return that year, present it to the Social Security Administration to show how much earnings they had and what they paid into the Social Security system that year. And they were able to fix the earnings record that way.
So it's incredibly important that you review those at some point in time.
Okay.
Before you retire, before you claim your benefits.
So you mentioned this a couple of seconds ago. We're talking about all about Social Security and the ABCs of retirement. And you mentioned the full retirement age, though. Spend a couple of more seconds on that one, too, because it's varied and it's different for everybody.
Full retirement age is a made-up number by the Social Security Administration. Some people, you might see the acronym FRA. That means full retirement age. But what does that actually mean? Because you can draw your benefits starting at age 62, your own personal benefits, and then you can delay them as late as age 70. But full retirement age begins at age 66 if you're born in 1954. If you're born in 55 through 59, there's a 2-month increment added to that each year. So say you're born in 55, it's 66 and 2 months, and then, add 2 months, spot me a few here. And if you're born in 1960 or after, your full retirement age is age 67. So in theory, what that means is you're receiving your full Social Security benefit on that date when you hit your full retirement age. And I say that in theory because in actuality, if you wait till age 70, your benefit can be much higher. But that's based upon what Jerry will talk about in just a second, our cost of living increase, as well as an 8% increase in benefits each year that you wait between age 66 and 70.
And the other thing that people really think about when we meet with a lot of people for their first time, Mark, we say, well, when would you like to retire? Well, I'm going to retire at 67 or at 66 in 8 months. They focus on the full retirement age as their retirement date. And those two dates never have to go together. In fact, we believe they shouldn't go together. You should look at those independently and look at the full retirement age as just a number, because that's simply what it is. And why would we want them to look at things differently, Heidi?
Well, you want to look at things differently because we view Social Security like another investment. And right now, if you're not making a guaranteed 8% rate of return in your investments, delaying Social Security benefits between 66 and 67 or 67 to 68, that's guaranteeing you an additional 8% rate of return plus whatever the cost of living adjustment is that year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about that, if you're not making a guaranteed 8% on your investments and you have other assets to live on, you can retire whenever you want to, but it might be worth delaying those benefits, because if you're viewing it like an investment that you paid into, why not get the most out of the system that you can possibly get?
So get the most out of your COLA. That's super important, your cost of living adjustment. I know there's a lot of layers to Social Security, and there's a lot of confusion lately, and this may be a whole nother show for later on, but we keep hearing about Social Security dissolving over the next 10, 12 years. In your opinion, from what you've seen, from what you've read in the industry, where do you think Social Security is going to be in 2035?
Well, if you read the trustees report, which was published on May 6th of this year, it said that we will be out of our funding. We can't fully fund it in 2033. We'll be out of funding. We'll be able to fund 79 cents on a dollar. But while we want to probably hedge and make sure that we are covered in all instances, we really, truly do believe that they're going to fix that. They have to fix that because the largest voting bloc in our country are either qualifying or are already on Social Security. And if they want to stay in office, they're going to fix that. The 83 report said they'd be out of money in 84, and they fixed it with a taxation. And we believe taxes are going to go up to fix this. So because if you start messing with benefits, you're going to cause a whole lot of problems for a lot of people. Because as Heidi said, it's a large part of our economy, it's a large part of our GDP. The Social Security program is. So we do believe that's going to be fixed. But
as for how it's going to be fixed, we really have no idea, because
Right.
there is so much proposed legislation out there, and it covers a wide array of fixes. But as of right now, we do know that you're at least keeping 79% of your benefits in 2033. As for the remainder, the 21% that you're losing, we always come up with a backup plan for all of our clients to make sure that you have that backup plan and you have some extra income to rely on in the future. And in the event that that doesn't get fixed.
You just said the word. You said plan. Always have a plan. And that's why the team at Ricken Financial, they offer the Retirement You Deserve plan, which includes a deep dive into your Social Security. And I know we're in election year, and the one good thing, people love Trump, people love Biden, people hate Trump, people hate Biden. They both come out and said that they do want to solve this Social Security crisis. Now, neither one of them have offered any solutions.
Yep.
But
exactly.
at least it's on the radar, which is good news. And you also said the one thing, it always comes back to taxes at the end of the day.
It certainly
Absolutely. And the reason we're talking Social Security here is because when you go to the Social Security Administration, fun fact, they actually cannot provide any advice to you. You can ask very directed questions of them and they can get you an answer. But you need to usually work with a third party that's not employed by the Social Security Administration to get some advice on how to get the most for your family out of the system. So that's one of the things we specialize in.
RickenFinancial.com. I think that's a good place to hit pause for this week as we're talking about the ABCs of retirement. And this is part 3, all about Social Security, which is going to bleed over into part 4 as well. So we'll continue this conversation about Social Security. But for this week, covering credits, earning records, understanding your full retirement age, and COLA. Again, if you want more information, RickenFinancial.com to meet the team. Also to reach out to the team, you can fill out the form on the homepage as well, RickenFinancial.com. Jerry, Heidi, thank you for the information and the education and the ABCs of retirement. We're back next week, but before we get out of here, every day
It's a holiday.
Life is short.
Laugh hard.
Thanks so much for listening. This has been Kickin' with the Rickens, redefining retirement.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Ricken Financial LLC. Ricken Financial LLC is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Ricken Financial LLC are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Ricken Financial LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Ricken Financial LLC.
Please remember that converting an employer plan account to a Roth IRA is a taxable event. Increased taxable income from the Roth IRA conversion may have several consequences. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA.